Eba TV so na yaba bedi nkomo twhwe we any direction bia eye nkomo na yedi asem ana ye ka ye ekoso e wa abrabom ebe kan politics kakra ebe kan religion kakra ebe kan entertainment kakra any dia aka nyina e wo se ye se wo nyumtuni se wo talent bia ye be fro na ye tumi any wedi nkomo ne so e dia aka ho dwumadie ya mi bo ho da ru a kirewe e the pot show. The pod show a social discussion. I tackle societal problems, challenges. Nipa ewo masitinem. Pod show is a public discussion space, social challenges, a platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone. Right? Na yendi din komo na sa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no. Eho bebusa won sama wani na so say bebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire say wachigo enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na ndi djumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. Our Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo the show me no mi no nkomodi that's
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo
Ashanti Prime TV enam tie ni mu no boy magi medwa ye duru ha se dia na ye nsem akese nko a se wo pe nsem no kore atie ana wo pasem papa I wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia hwe Ashanti Prime TV ho ne no kore no ewo me see Ashanti Prime TV so pe se o tie news pa ana wo pe be bia asem a ye ka no unkobusu obi na ope nokure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV nokure no ahanko ana wo
Ebusian for Medina Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there aha ena nokure eno.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha ena nokure eno. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha ena nokare ne wo.
Yedi nkomo ewo ya fiefiem. Enkwankwan ni ase. Ye dem ene empo yesukum. Sa nkomodie we ni yede ba TV so. Na yaba bedi nkomo. Twhwe we any direction bia. Eye nkomo na yedi. Asem ana ye ka. Ye ekoso ewo abrabom. Ebe kan politics kakra, ebe kan religion kakra, ebe kan entertainment kakra. Any dia aka nyina e wo se ye. Se wo nyumtuni se wo talent bia ye be fro na ye tumi ene wedi nkomo ne so e de aka ho dwumadie ya mi bo ho da ru a kirewe e the pod show. The pod show a social discussion ba hwe ne ya tackle societal problems, challenges nipa ewo masitinem. Pod show is a public discussion space, social challenges, a platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone. Right? Na yendi din komo na sa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no eho bebusa won sama wani na so say bebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire say wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi djumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. Our Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo the show me no mi no nkomodi that's
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha ena nokare ne wo.
Ashanti Prime TV enam tie ni mu no boy magi medwa ye duru ha se dia na ye nsem akese nko a se wo pe nsem no kore atie ana wo pasem papa I wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia hwe Ashanti Prime TV ho ne no kore no ewo me see Ashanti Prime TV so pe o tie news pa ana wo pe baby a asem a ye ka no unkobusu obi na pe nokure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV nokure no ahanko
your man at the Shemimu Bibiara Chinema Makwaba Kaseɛbɔ about Ashanti Prime TV. So Emra song since Mamma Saka Womai Ghana Niama who draw so near Dika. Edit your Semufa Son Suno Kushedi Gukrata so the Medebaba some was a prime and upon Unsia Kasia and some man of Medebaba some on a draw so near Dimakutini be. Eni Ghana Mampenny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ene, Eadea Wakwaku Pimu, Zambia. Sanso ene Ghana ambassador to US, Eyun Munyamfu Emmanuel, Victor Smith, Omonso Modi Abadus Body Sonko, Amano, in some way, and some old rupee economy de Barbesumo, it was Medria Asante, me and the Kaseɛbɔ Sumi Diamageso, and the mess now sat me chama. Na memfakasi nchemu ensomo Ghana Mampenye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene akwaku piemu ewo Zambia botaya wadi koye enyina ne se nyina enim so man Ghana ene Zambia de fiti Dr. Kwame Nkrumah penso ena yenkofa sonko beda mana man mienu yi entemti di enti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ekopiemu ho nyina ne so kohia mpanimfo wo honom no ato adwene ahwekwan a eyenkita hudi a eda mana man mienu yi ntem se koba na foma gudi a yetu ehu kita hudi ekwe befa so bedi hu dwa mama na man mienu enyam mfaso ebani kuayo ensem so na afenso eniema aka edi hu dwa no ekwe befa so na ebedi na Ghana enyam mfaso na afenso Zambia enyam mfaso na sansem krona mu so sanso kasa edito abonten se osanso de nhihye pegu akwema ebeboa na cheso bi be free Ghana ko Zambia hu hia so ba koye visa nsensem bia sanso eno bi free Zambia so e ba Ghana hu hia so be visa nsensem bia butai enti ena His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kopiemu e wo Zambia.
So it's agricultural production and marketing of products across countries. We are happy that the AU moved on the issue of continental free trade, but we cannot develop continental free trade in a vacuum unless we develop those bilateral relations that will identify what products we can exchange and create the conditions for us to make those exchanges. And so we think that even though we have the Permanent Joint Commission, we must enhance the relationship to a new level. And it will allow us to share best practices, to be able to have a consistent dialogue with each other, and to have direct, experiences in all sectors. And so we have to go beyond political dialogue and go into economic consolidation and bilateral economic relations between our two countries. We believe that a kind of enhanced economic partnership agreement, or whatever you technocrats will eventually call it, which is higher than just the political dialogue and the Permanent Joint Commissions, will be the way to go so that we share lived experiences in real time.
But we also really looked at issues of specific experiences that matter to us, both of us. For Ghana, the gold sector experience is important for us to avoid reinventing the wheel, Minister of Mines. By the way, my brother Excellency, I sent that Minister of Mines early on into our government to Ghana to learn a few things, but time has come to now walk through properly the issues that you are confronting in Ghana, large-scale mining, but also small-scale artisanal mines. So I won't waste too much time, but we will cover those issues in more detail. But more important, on how we can avoid, as I said, reinventing the wheel, and really just get on with the work that Ghana has already invested in, which is relevant to us as well. And obviously other sectors, how to deal with multilaterals as we work with them in Ghana, Zambia. It was important to us. On the continent of Africa, my brother and I are part of a team of African presidents that are working on the reform of the African Union, plus the reform of the global financial architecture, mainly to deal with the cost of capital, how Africa is treated in those areas, because we're having to pay a higher cost of capital than any other continent, even in the same business, similar business, same sector. And you can't accuse us of being inefficient when one element, which is crucial, is capital, is brought to the continent.
Yentua ensem ne so ewe US ne yo man Ghana na musinia wo US eyo nmunya for Emmanuel Victor Smith na ye World Trade Center na afen so enyumeku ahodro aka ede abasbodi dwumadie ehhehye so na ho na mayor of Savannah ede abasbodi esonko ekodi amonmunya for Victor Smith se ne dwuma wo bo ede mo man Ghana ewo US na yade ho ti pa na US fo nso ema na kwaba ema ntenase se waba no ntenase na onye adwumaden sa amfama Ghana de hie
term limits and so the next mayor may not find this to be a priority. Therefore for me it's important to plant as many trees as I can and then put cement over it so that it cannot be moved. And so that is why we're working so intensively to make sure that we have these pillars in the ground. The ASHANTI, when we met with him, promised me in front of a bunch of people that he would come to Savannah before my term was over. And so I'm expecting him within the next 12 to 18 months or so that he will come back to Savannah.
To see you come over here and think of see what we're doing speaks volumes for what we are doing here in this country and how we want others to come. We want you to come back again. I had to leave on yesterday in order to get here. Today, it's not because of the mouse. It was because I was driving by myself and it was about 5 hours for me to get here. But the other thing is that we want the people in our legislature to know what is happening down here. There is a presentation that I wanted to bring back, but I would not have been able to be here on time. And our Speaker of the House, as well as our Governor, will make sure that the document. Additional
Yentua Kaseɛbɔ Ghana Mampenyi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ene wakasa ediato abontene se oba aban mu bia ebonaba so wonmunyamfo JDM moya adio NDC moya adio no nso pese waka ema Ghana ni wiase nyina etiase se oba ye na bandada no ade a ekapa wogya no we akiri no enya agoro ne nso se waye na adwen so bebo man Ghana de hye nko ade obone homodin bia so bepepa eka ne nyina ade afiri ho no mto besre so obia ekoni nkotudwa ni mo bompa ya no abobidi amoman Ghana.
Because it was our last opportunity to prove to the world and to ourselves and to our nation that democracy can work. Because increasingly all the opinion polls and survey were showing that our citizens were getting tired of our democratic experiments. They believed it wasn't working, corruption was vast, and opportunities were closing for young people. And if you notice in West Africa, democracy had started backsliding. And so there were coups in different countries. And indeed, our own young people were beginning to admire, a military dictatorship. And so I said that this election was a make or break, and whoever won it had to take drastic action to ensure that we restore faith in our democracy. And so what I'm doing is not for myself, it's for our country. that we don't also fall into the same trap where we return to unconstitutional governance. I'm doing it for all of us. I'm doing it for the political elites. And so there are some severe decisions that one has to take, not because I enjoy taking them.
Now, what's ansem kronemu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ekasa editor abontene se abandada no ebaye no. Eye suku nsem no manani eko SHS ho ema wogya yenuanom nketewa a wo basic school no na obia eni enko mo ntina nkonwa amofra no betena so de asua de ekra no na eyade ho ayedin yie pa enti nei no yade a wo shebo ese ya afi 2026 ode eye nkonwa nko 2 million ebeko eye basic schools ahodo se de be ya yenuanom a wotena form asua de na ebi mu nso eda form etro no ni nyina etu betwa no obi enya akonwa pa atena so.
Who's been anchoring the education space, and he's handled, first he did the National Education Review exercise, which gave us what the challenges in the education sector were, and he has been responsible for implementing those solutions. And one major headache was the free SHS. We did not have dedicated funding for the free SHS, so most of the time a term will end, a semester will end, and the money for the schools has not been released. And so the quality of the food was poor and affected teaching and learning in the schools. Happily, working with the Minister of Finance, they fixed that. We have dedicated funding for the free SHS. We uncapped the GET fund, and the portion of it that was uncapped yields about 3.something billion, 4 billion. And so we dedicated all that to free SHS. So the children are getting better food. I don't hear many complaints about quality of food again. We're expanding infrastructure in the schools so that we can take in more children. We're improving. We have 3 categories of SHS. We have category A, category B, and category C. Everybody wants his child to go to a category A school. If not, then a category B. And normally nobody wants the category C. And so we are going to start investing from this year to improve the category C schools to category B and improve the category B schools to category A so that children can get a fair opportunity to be able to learn. And so that is also improving things. The basic school level has been neglected.
Now, Chiemu and a cocoa for Casa Edito, a year cocoa board, and our fins as a year show main sikasem, and some so best rest Muko, if it's in November, our tongue cocoa and Yadia on Saka on Sika, woman so a because could be senior jumels who Munyesika Kakra at the time of Ranichi and some more supportive when and I'm so. Ama ene dom kuma na shibe jefia kasa ede ato abontene se mprempren ya omo sha aban se wonfa eye kokko akuafo sika ema wo
aban entua eka wode kokko akuafo enyina kokko akuafo ede wo kokko akoma licensed buying companies na kokko board ena adelegate wo mo se wo nto kokko ema kokko board enti wo nto ema wo ho enti wo to kokko no na wo de back take over centers no na kokko board kokko wo matobia na kokko board a reimburse wo mo kokko a wo de abanyina no kokko board nti wo ka bisesi a ye ka sei wo de license buying companies na wo to kokko e free akuafo ho no wo de wo ka ya etwam 10 billion Ghana cedis kura enti say license buying companies ne say omuntumi ento kokko biem if you say emoa akwadidie ne nyina no ba kokora ensan ba fie enti omuntumi nka ebiemu ensan enwum enne kuafo ma atifie omuntumi mfomo enko school omadidie mu kra no ayeden ayeba beto aba no yewura ato force ne yewura erikopoku omuka say omobe ma kuafo 6000 anye yekura no omoba 6000 no ayensanka omutumu ediko efri 3100 ediko 3225 say cocoa board eko je bosia yantimi antua eno ntina wontimi antua kuafoka enya no kre afi wasanka say cocoa board a contract rollover. Contract rollover, no say, we have projection. Say a fee, meti cocoa.
Enjada or Marsibe fee ne yadiam penny for a day 24-hour economy bill no. Aqua cotonum so mubu who no mashe agiatum. Neno enam penny for binimo where casta ediatua bont in a 24-hour economy. Ye shekro my Ghana hanum say. In money bebre, a yada your filling stations are bebre, a 24-hour economy nintino. Almost to say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. A day bay no sebi a ye how keke and I say Kaseɛbɔ and what they babe say because 24-hour economy no dear or what that I know and I don't do a honeymoon switch to media today so one car say 24-hour no in what that and so I come here say you may be pa and I want your pa 1 year and so say na buying a day ba now bear to say said the also real no pa who queer dumano sounds in a drain numera before tardy I share say who queer dument and yet to say in new what that I feel na buy no a day by a idea of what that new mama by neighbor homode wash ashimukina.
It talks about 3 pillars. Pillar 1, according to the report, focuses on production system. Pillar 2 deals with development of supply chain, and Pillar 3 on labor development. These are all areas that are already being dealt with by either the Ministry of Trade and Industry. You have the Ministry of Labor and the Youth Employment or the Youth Ministry. And so you ask yourself, why are we duplicating the functions of these ministries with the creation of an authority? We all know the expenditure or the expenses that comes to establishment of authority. If you look at development of human capital again, as the report raised, it says that it is going to be anchored on job creation, which is supposed to be done by TVET and STEM to develop the skills. TVET and STEM are already established institutions, and they already have their drawn programs. So why are we creating another 24-hour economy authority that is supposed to use the same TVET already established, the STEM program, to develop skills? This is already there. The document never spoke or gave direction that the 24-hour economy is going to run the shift, whereby various particular specific areas are going to run 8-hour shifts. It's one particular job is going to create 3 jobs. That particular promise that they gave within the 24-hour economy is missing in the document or the report that is being provided before us. I am of the humble opinion and view that the 24-hour economy, yes, the report is before us. I don't see any reason why we should use taxpayers' money to establish another authority to burden the taxpayer in paying for CEOs and board members whose functions already.
Dear Quincy, Elcoso, Sene West, ho and Nanam Sama Sene West, Marshi Bejani, a young Munyam for Kwame Ampa for Chumesi, a father, a Quinso Edisika, a year 100,000 Ghana cedis, a yet it is can 1 billion, a Jama contract as a one channel function in Dremedio.
You say it's this Yapan and yet, na. Aye, leso maniso ani hunu meni DC nya apan no so ani so ani hunu say ya kwan no obeye na especially ye federal rules no ya ekọ nkwase no ya ye di nuane ba no afibia no nsoto a ye be ya fuo no na niema no akamuram entimi ma eno nti ema ehia akuafo eye ewo yintamo ha Yawapa, Yamiadum, Yaw machines, Ya, your friend drip machines are. I was saying, Dear Yaquano, a Peter Rusno. Now, I want some kind of adding. Every says I will to poor, and as a farm more, I would begin one, the boy in power. And the Ansan me Priano, a drip coordinator, and any team, Yamaway Jumano, me Mamma Swati, and in anonymous, any penny poor. Send him man and what she has said. Me ma drip fono sika eye 1 billion say omo fan share aduma na say 1 billion the mama say baya mweti media share yan krumu no kwa say na fe mu dia sisi kwan no na efiri hɔ a na yɛ toa so kɔ
Panyina wada a licensed a cocoa buyers association ano ayonimonyamfo Samuel Enim Ado ene wakasa e de ato abontene so obesere sesese ade cocoa bo aye den e wodwa so pa yie enti se eye krachefo no etokora na wode kwa eye ane ton no aye omoden e de ama omo e wo Ghana cocoa board akache no nti ena ya na cocoa akuafo no nso se bi se bi mu nti ase a akofanse bebre e de aba no nso so obesere eye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say one share say yesese na ebo fufuro bi aba one share no wonje sa abo no entum no mu ntumi nka se cocoa dwumadie die ne bo aye den ti ebeja idi e wo Ghana hanum se cocoa kanema e mo man ni sika ni bi hu nso obesere se ne ebo ni tie bia no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wonji ntum na wonhwe se de obetimi aye edi afon no ntumi nkoba se ye twen se bo no beba fom kakra nsa na edi cocoa akuafo sika amo
for so mumra na ohawa ewo yen cocoa mu no ye ne omonwenwen ho na ye nhwe kwan ebetimi etu anamon abọ ho ban na yanse no de dikan ye hu se sesei ye to cocoa no se ko to cocoa no e de ba se ye betua yen kanokra e ho ayeden ama mumu pia te se akuafo bi ese omu cocoa omu de ba ye ntwi omoka na sema e wo ho ne se yen cocoa no ne bo ayeden cocoa no ba cocoa board aseye pe na se wo ka se wo koton cocoa na waboka $1,000 if you say cocoa no se wo kwa koton wa manone a ne bo e $4,000 nti asem ne se anye bia yen koto cocoa no empie akuafo ho na yen teso ne yen kofoma yen fa nkoma omo pe chocolate di no ana yen yeden no ne pese aban etiminya akukuduro na ye ne cocoa board yetimi etu anamon ne ebo ho ban efise won a na omoto cocoa ewo Ghana ha ne se yen cocoa no boarding ena yetin so anko yeye efise cocoa no ohwa otiminya cocoa ni bi eto baabi a ohwa cocoa no okoto no se ohwa ahoden
Kaseɛ ne so ewo bi man so nsɛm nyina enim sɛ basabasa ye man hom ne so ewu Sudan no enya agreho no na anam so ama wona akwadre ewa apomudin nsɛm hu yi akasa edi ato abonte ne so wo hwɛ sedi nsukom ne ekom edi adehye ewu Sudan na obesere sɛ emu oya ne nso monde omo ho so isan sɛ yare a omususu sɛ ede be brade hye ewu Sudan ne nye yare ketwa sɛ ye typhoid sɛ ye osa omunye nsu papa nom omunye aduane papa ndin so obesere de hye wo ho so munhwe no monde omo ho so kakra.
Says thresholds for acute malnutrition have now been surpassed in Umbaru and Kanoi near the border with Chad. It says the famine spread after the fall of the state capital Al-Fasher to the paramilitary rapid support forces, which led to a massive displacement of residents and displaced people into surrounding areas. Thursday's alert by the UN-backed group comes nearly 3 months after it confirmed famine conditions in Al-Fasher and the capital of South Kordofan, about 800 kilometers to the east. In Umbaru, the rate of acutely malnourished children aged under 5 was nearly double the famine threshold, with 53% affected, while in Kenoi, this figure was nearly...
And I don't benada and a better abontin nipa bon for bia to ashe. A yard shom Wakara State, our Nigeria, my no to ashe musom and print one na. A ye nipa 162 etwan anum. A one see a yara hosem beto. A yard share what Nigeria minus ye no anam sama Nigeria man penny. When Munyamfo Ahmed Bola Tinubu ene wapau eye asrafo se womonko eye Kwara State no nkoba adehia e wo honom ho ban.
Tuesday, the assault targeted Woro village just days after the military launched operations in the area against suspected terrorist groups. Gunmen stormed the community in the evening, burning shops and the traditional ruler's palace as residents fled into nearby bushes. Casualty figures remain unclear, with officials giving conflicting tolls. Local authorities say the number of dead has continued to rise as search teams recover more bodies in surrounding areas. No group has claimed responsibility, but the state government has blamed terrorist cells, while President Tinubu has pointed to Boko Haram jihadists. The violence comes amid an intensified military campaign across Nigeria, where armed gangs, jihadist groups, and intercommunal clashes continue to destabilize large parts of the country. As insecurity worsens, curfews have now groups and intercommunal clashes continue to destabilize large parts of
the Cameroon and Afenso, Equatorial Guinea, and Pennyfo Manaman Munim Ede, one son Ashe and Tiasia Apamas, one honina, and say, and I see the other ones are shanty Tiasia Apamas and say, or better say a share eda. Yaman and my immune no beshe no ye project be a honoma and my immune in a benya son for so to me a duja or honum kama.
Gas from the Yolanda gas field, which straddles the two countries' territorial waters. Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea already signed a bilateral treaty for the project in 2023. But the operating agreement now makes the project more concrete and reinforces the two countries' economic cooperation. The American oil and gas giant Chevron has also reaffirmed its full commitment to the project. The company's local branches will be responsible for the technological implementation of gas extraction. While the two countries will jointly extract gas from the offshore field, its resources are not equally distributed. Most of the field is situated in Cameroonian waters, which has led to Cameroon obtaining 84% of the contract.
Kaseɛbɔ Echegu ewo Facebook Live, Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube Ashanti Prime TV, and TikTok. And so Ashanti Prime TV, we shall no comment, while like in wa share, Eddie Amame. And some of the best someone no pay, or Kaseɛbɔ Kwan, so near Dawson, ye near Dimakutini be any. Ghana man penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ade Waka Kupimu, ewo Zambia, or share a Kwayama, and a mime, you be fast wabwa. Wonhu ene edon kuma omra shebeje fia kasa so besra ban so hwe no fa kokuaku afusika emfama ho Sene West abato mpesua so omra shebeje ni onmuyamfo kwame ampafo eyetwumasi enso afado ye kwan so edisika ama contractor so mfanye kwan CCA won mpesua so ensemu ene ensema odo pie kan na me beso mo se prime anopa no nsia kase mi amede kase beso media meje so ene mesna start makra obia
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and